Raniero Palm, Venezuelan-Italian producer born in San Cristobal, Venezuela in 1983, with Italian nationality because of his ancestry. When he was 6 years old, he started to study music at the Miguel Angel Espinel Music School in Táchira State, Venezuela, where he took piano and music theory lessons. At the same time, he entered the Musiyama Academy of the Yamaha Foundation of Venezuela, where he studied electone organ for more than 7 years. At the age of 13, he entered the National System of Child and Youth Orchestras in Venezuela, where he studied rhythmics, choral practice, musical language, and violin. In that same time period, he studied at Escuela Integral para las Artes Judith jaimes, where during 4 years he continued studying piano with the Dr. Liliana Fleites from the Tchaikovsky Institute in Moscow. He also studied harmony and analysis of musical forms with Professor Rafael Saavedra. On the other hand, when he was 15, he studied at the National Institute of Capacitation and Education, INSES, where he obtained the degree of Technician in Electronics, Radio, and Television. Likewise, he studied for Integral Technician in Systems at the System Plus Institute in the city of Cúcuta, Colombia. Later on, at the end of 2000, he entered Universidad Pedagógica Experimental Libertador, where after 5 years, he obtained a degree of Teacher Specialist in Music, with an academic record of 9.02 points in a scale of 0 to 10, being one of the most outstanding students of his class. In 2006, he was accepted at Universidad del Táchira, UNET, to pursue master's studies in educational management. During the same year, 2006, he founded his musical production company, Caña Loca, named after the first music band he was part of as a teenager. This enterprise has had a constant growth, both in infrastructure and experience. In this enterprise, Raniero has taken care of all kinds of recording and musical productions, jingles for advertising campaigns, musical productions for beauty pageants, theatrical musicals, and entire albums for multiple artists, from genres as diverse as ballet, Venezuelan and Colombian traditional folkloric music, pop, rock, and symphonic orchestral music. Raniero Palm, in his still short career, has authored more than 100 compositions, in which he has also taken care of music arrangements, recording, mixing, and mastering of the songs. Besides, as a keyboard player, he has recorded in more than 100 songs for several artists from different genres. And as a producer, his discography surpasses 300 tracks. At the studio, he has worked with artists from different genres, such as Clayton Wejara, Radio Motora, Kenny y Tony, Estática, Radical, Horacio Blanco, Desorden Público, Huáscar Barradas, Ensamble Sonidos de Venezuela, Venezuelan National System of Child and Youth Orchestra Special Education Program, Luis Gilberto Mendoza Youth Symphony Orchestra of Táchira State, Simón Bolívar Symphony Orchestra of Táchira State, Typical Youth Orchestra of Táchira State, Coral del Táchira's Youth Ensemble, Niños Cantores del Táchira, Génesis Márquez, Gregory Pino, Gabo y Shea. He has taken part in multiple workshops on recording, mastering, live audio, and 5.1 channels mixing, with distinguished and respected engineers of the musical industry. In 2008, he founded the backline rental company Stage 1 CA with his friends and colleagues Ray Contreras and Luis Bermúdez, where he works as general director and production manager. With this company, he has toured with highly acclaimed artists such as Marc Anthony, Carlos Vives, Willy Colón, Noel Chagris, Anaí, Alex Campos, Rojo, Tercer Cielo, Funky, Chino y Nacho, Oscarcito, Tony Meléndez, Malanga, Desorden Público, just to name a few. In 2009, he founded the trademark and pop rock band Statica, which is highly praised by the public and whose compositions reached the top of popularity, being at number 1 in the general list of the Record Report, a Venezuelan list of radio, TV, and media broadcasting frequency, similar to the top billboard in the USA. With Statica, he toured several times, reaching audiences of up to 20,000 people in their live concerts. Raniero Palm has made compositions and musical productions that have reached the top spots in the list of the more heard songs in his home country, and they have also been in high rotation in international music channels such as HTV. Several artists have trusted him to display their talent in the best way, from composition or arrangements to their songs, through recording and selection of the best artistic and technologic ingredients for their production, to even trust his criterion and knowledge so that their concert become a success both musically and technically. Raniero, thanks to his broad and varied studies and experience, is meticulous and exigent at work, both on stage and at the studio. Although in many cases, he is the general director of all technical and artistic crew, he doesn't let any detail go off guard and takes care, for instance, of a drumstick, checking everything from tuning up of the drum set to the placement and selection of microphones. And he operates the digital audio console both in main FOH and in monitors. He is one of those who in many cases take care of arrangements and harmonizing of the music scores, from a whole section of classical strings up to achieving the final mix of the single or live concert. In his recording studio, he is a collector of timbres, from Brazilian drums, snare drum, guitar amps, preamplifiers and microphones, in order to have a vast range of sound colors when it's time to make imagination fly at the service of the artist. Raniero is member of several associations related of his profession: the Venezuelan Society of Authors and Composers, SACVIN, the National Association of Phonographic Interpreters and Producers, AVIMPRO, the National Academy of Christian Music and Arts, ANMAC, the Audio Engineering Society, AES, and he is also a voting member of the Latin Academy of Recording Arts, LARAS, an organization in charge of the Latin Grammy Awards. Besides, he has received several acknowledgments and awards for his outstanding work: 7 Obelisco Awards with Statica as Producer of the Year, 2 nominations of the Venezuelan Pepsi Music Awards for his production with Radio Motora, and the condecoration Orden Francisco García de Hevia for composing the musical theatrical opus San Cristóbal el Musical. Currently, Raniero Palm continues his activities in musical productions, not only in Caña Loca Studios in Venezuela, also in several other latitudes, always searching for new timbres, colors, and sounds with different professionals of the music industry to imprint quality to his productions.